The learning goal for today is to write an equation in slope-intercept form from a table. The work is in IXL, grade 10, L9. So we can represent data with an equation, a graph, or a table of values. It's kind of like thinking that H2O can be water, steam, and ice. It's the same thing, but in three different forms. So when your equation or your line crosses the y-axis, as in this case where we see the red line going through the y-axis, the blue dot is at the coordinate 0 and 2. So x is 0 and y is 2. X is 0 and y is 2. What we need to remember is that when x equals 0, the y number is the y-intercept. The y number is the y-intercept. So let's look at some questions you're going to see for today. When we're given a table of values, it asks us which equation gives the rule for this table. So from what we just learned, when the x value is 0, the y value is 47. So we know that the intercept is going to be 47. So we can tell right away, because this is the only answer that has 47 as the y-intercept, that the equation that will be correct is this one. So we have to remember when x is 0, the y value gives you the y-intercept. Okay, now in this case, it doesn't tell us what x0 is, so we have to kind of figure out the patterns and go backwards. And here's an easy way I like to do it. I don't need to put a lot of work into this. I can see the x pattern is 7, 6, 5, 4. I can write 3, 2, 1, and 0. Okay? Now look at my y patterns. I can see that the numbers are 29, 26, 23, 20. So those numbers are going down by 3. So 29 take away 23 is 26. 26 take away 3 is 23. 23 take away 3 is 20. 20 take away 3 is 17. I'll make that a little smaller. Take away 3 is 17. 17 take away 3 is 14. 14 take away 3 is 11. And 11 take away 3 is 8. So when x is 0, y is 8. So that's going to tell us that the y-intercept will be 8. Now what about the slope? All we're doing is using a skill we've already learned. The slope is going to be y. Change color so it's easier to see. The slope is going to be y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So we can fill in the numbers for this equation. y2 is 23, y1 is 20, x2 is 5, and x1 is 4. So this becomes 3 over 1 or 3. So the slope in this equation is 3. So your answer is fx equals 3x plus 8. That's the answer. So the tip for you is to first find the y-intercept and then find the slope. Let's do another example. Okay, so what's the y-intercept here? I can tell by looking at the multiple choice answers that the y-intercept will be -2 because it's -2 in every choice. But if we didn't know that the answer was going to be -2, how would we figure that out? we would just use the pattern approach and follow the pattern backwards. So we have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And now follow this pattern backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2. So you can see where x is 0, y is negative 2. Right? So the y-intercept is negative 2. Okay, let's calculate slope using this table of values. Okay, so what we have to do is label our values: y2, y1, x2, x1, and use the formula for slope: y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So slope equals 3 minus 2 over 5 minus 4, which equals 1 over 1. So the slope is going to be 1. Okay? Oops, sorry. So if the slope is 1, we can look at this answer as our correct answer, because even though we don't see a 1 here, we know 1x is the same as x, because anything times 1 is itself. All right, those are your examples for today. And the work is in IXL Grade 10 L9.